Let's review the official rules for the early ticket draw or phase 2 of the World Cup 26 ticket buying process. Thank you, mi gente, for being so patient with me in these past couple of weeks. Obviously, if you haven't heard the news, I'm a new father, so the baby has been taking up a lot of my time. So this video is being made with the utmost thank yous to my daughter for being, you know, cooperative at this time. All said and done, please make sure that you're supporting my content across all my socials. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, click on the bell button, click like and comment on this video as well. And if you find any of this information useful, buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/travelfootballfan. You know that I love my cafecito. Soy colombiano, so it runs in the blood. So again, buymeacoffee.com/travelfootballfan. And don't forget to also visit my website to book your consultation, sign up for my travel newsletter. Just support me as much as you possibly can. And again, thank you for your patience as I begin this new journey of being a father to a lovely, lovely daughter. All right, let's dive right into it. So, this is the official rules of the early ticket draw. It's effective from October 27, 2025. So, literally, this was published in the morning hours of Monday, October 27. No purchases required to enter the win. Of course, all we're doing right now between today, Monday, October 27, and Friday, October 31st, is just apply for the chance to be able to buy tickets for this World Cup. Okay. So, eligibility to be an eligible person for the draw, each individual must have a FIFA ticketing account, be the card holder, primary, secondary, and good standing of a valid, unexpired debit, credit card, or reloadable prepaid card, and satisfying all eligibility requirements described below, which is that you have to be at least 18 and over at the time of entry. By entering the draw, you pretty much are agreeing to all the rules and prizes that FIFA is, making clear here. Prior to being eligible to receive any prize, any entrant who has been selected as a potential winner of a prize, aka being able to buy the tickets for the World Cup, may be required by FIFA to provide with any information or certifications or complete any other documents in your FIFA. Basically, this is like if they think you're not 18 and over, you're going to have to prove that you are. Okay. The draw or the entry period begins, like I said, on October 27. It's already live. If you haven't gone into FIFA's website, go ahead and do so. It's actually working. It's a bit of a surprise there, but it is working. It will end on October 31st at 11 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. So just keep that in mind, okay? Now, you need to make sure that you have your FIFA ID. Okay, that is kind of standard for all this. So go ahead to FIFA.com/tickets. Make sure that you are either logged into your account or that if you haven't created your FIFA ID account, go ahead and complete those on-screen instructions. I also have created a small video how to create a FIFA ID on my TikTok as well as my Instagram, but it's easier to find it on my TikTok since I have it pinned at the top of my page. During the entry period to set up your FIFA account as well, here's some other instructions on how to set that up. But basically, go ahead and create the FIFA ID account first. Then you can go ahead and do this, okay? When you are providing your credit card, which we found out today, it is basically either a Visa or a MasterCard. So those with Discover or American Express cards, you're kind of out of luck, unfortunately. You will not be able to use those credit cards for this phase 2 phase. You're going to have a temporary charge on your credit card potentially just as a hold, but just be aware of that process. Domestic exclusivity. If you're both an eligible person, a resident of the U.S., Mexico, or Canada, by entering the draw, you will automatically be eligible to be randomly selected to be able to buy these tickets. So there's that. Entry limitation. So I think this is kind of a very big one for a lot of you. Okay, a lot of you were asking whether or not we can have multiple applications per household. The answer is no. Each person may enter the draw only one time, and entries are limited to only one entry per household as defined by the address in your ticketing account. Hopefully FIFA is a lot stricter about this in this phase because they really were not strict about this at all, I would say, in phase 1. A person entering the draw may also enter other random selection draws separately. So again, if you apply for phase 1, you can apply for phase 2. You can apply to phase 3 and phase 4. So there are multiple phases that you can apply for, but you can only submit one application for this second phase. Entries that FIFA reasonably believes that be generated by a script, macro, or other automated means will be disqualified. Entries that are incomplete, garbled, corrupted, or unintelligible for any reason, including but limited to computer network malfunction or congestion, are void and will not be accepted. FIFA reserves the right at its sole discretion to void any entries where FIFA believes entrants or others have attempted to tamper or have tampered with the administration's security or fairness of this draw. Okay. Now the prize, right? Again, I know we're talking about it like if we're winning, something in here, and really what we're winning is the ability to buy tickets. I know, very odd, but this is how it had to be written for, I guess, for legal purposes. Each prize will have an opportunity for the winner to purchase available tickets during the pre-assigned window of time. It's going to be known as the time slot. Okay. So again, we're going to be notified about this on November 7th. I think the dates are going to be showing up in a little bit. No earlier than November 7th, and in order to start having these time slots be assigned on November 12th and beyond. Okay. The time slot price has no monetary value. So that's all that for the legal jargon. Here we go. So beginning November 3rd and continuing through November 7th, FIFA will randomly select the potential prize winners. Okay. So it's going to be beginning November 3rd and continue through November 7th. What I thought I read in my email was that it said no earlier than November 7th. Okay. Well, I mean, there you go, chat. Let's see here. Yep, it says here on my email. Okay, a random selection draw will take place, which will determine if you're successful in being selected to purchase tickets. FIFA ticketing will begin notifying you of your results no early November 7th. So, FIFA, you want to go ahead and maybe correct this record here on the official rules, or let us know. So basically, start being on the lookout November 3rd, but more than likely it's gonna be November 7th. We'll have to wait and see. All right. Domestic exclusivity period. Okay, I don't think this is too much important for us here. Starting no earlier than November 13, persons who have been selected as the winners for time slots, other than the domestic exclusive period through the drawing, will be notified by email sent to the address associated with your FIFA ticketing account. So I think what this means is that U.S., Canada, Mexico get dibs to enter on the 12th. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay. Email notifications to winners will be sent no later than 48 hours before the beginning of the domestic exclusivity period. Okay. And then from and then the 13th November, that's when basically everyone else gets to go in. So very interesting that's really the only advantage US, Mexican, and Canadian residents have for this World Cup. Very, very, very interesting there. Okay. Winner assigned to the domestic period will receive an additional separate email notification. Okay, so basically, folks, also make sure a lot of you during phase one were like, hey, I didn't get my email. And then you're like, oh, snap, I had it in the spam folder. So please make sure you are checking all folders, including spam. Okay. Any person receiving email notification as a winner with an assigned time slot must go to the FIFA ticketing account at their assigned time slot. So don't try to go in on the same day. If it's not your day to enter, you're probably going to get an error message saying, hey, you're not allowed to enter right now. So that way you're not asking me, you're not asking a bunch of other content creators, hey, how come I can't get in? Well, is it your time slot? If it's not your time slot, don't try to game the system. Okay. So you have to be very mindful of that time slot. This is why it's probably important for you to either ask for time off from work or really make the effort to try not to have anything else going on in your life during that time slot, because you just don't want to lose your spot in the line, right? In that effect. Winners assigned to the domestic exclusivity period may be assigned up to 2 time slots. There you go. That's very interesting. All other winners will receive 1 time slot. So for those of you in the USA, Mexico, and Canada, if I'm reading this correctly, and please correct me in the comments, you will be getting 2 time slots. All other winners will receive 1 time slot. Access to tickets will be limited to the winner's assigned time slot, and winner may sign into the FIFA ticketing account as many times as needed during their time slot. So you don't have to go ahead and do everything in one shot. You can go back, but again, be mindful not to waste a lot of time, which is why it's really important for you to be planning what you're going to be buying for World Cup 26 tickets now, before you're even, receiving an email saying whether you got it or not, right? In that respect, okay? Each individual who enters the draw accepts and acknowledges that being selected as a winner does not guarantee that the tickets or preferred ticket type, product, or category will be available for purchase during the winner's assigned time slot. That's why you're not indicating where you want to go, what type of tickets you want. Look, man, it's whatever's available. That's what FIFA's telling you, okay? Depending on ticket purchases in the earlier time slots, there might be limited or no available tickets for the winners or later time slots. So it is basically saying that if you are selected to go first, you do have an advantage over those selected later on. Unfortunately, when you apply, right, during October 27th to 31st, has no bearing whatsoever as to when you get selected, okay? So additional agreements. Here we go. Basically, this is everything that FIFA needed to post up to ensure that it doesn't get sued. Even though it was kind of crazy that they did not post any of this information the day before. Okay, just not capable of running as planned for be reasons of fraud. FIFA reserves the right in its own absolute discretion to modify these official rules or to cancel, terminate, or modify, suspend them all at any part of the draw. Yep. More legal jargon. Again, unless you're seeing something that I am missing here, especially for you attorneys that follow my content, if I'm missing anything here, please do flag it in the comments. I'm not an attorney by trade, so we're just really what we're looking for here is for like any specific rules. But I'm guessing all these limitations of liability and any other items, it's just the legal jargon that we all click accept and never bother to pay attention to at this point. Which is why I'm kind of taking it a little bit slow here. Showing the information here. Privacy. Okay, well, this is obviously important. Personal identifiable information that is submitted by entrants as part of this draw will be used to administer the draw, verify eligibility, select and notify the winners, and fulfill the prizes. Such information will be processed in accordance with FIFA's privacy policy available there, which I guess I can click, and any applicable privacy notices or disclosures made available at the time of data collection. Arbitration agreement and class action waiver. Okay, so here FIFA is pretty smart about this, I suppose. The parties agree to the fullest extent permitted by applicable law that each may bring claims against the other, whether in arbitration or court, only in an individual capacity and not as a plaintiff or class members in any purported class, collective, or representative proceedings. So that means if all y'all get pissed off that you couldn't get tickets or something happened with the process, y'all cannot do a class action lawsuit. Damn, FIFA. Damn, FIFA. The parties understand that by agreeing to these official rules, they are giving up the right to a jury trial. This is crazy, to file a lawsuit in court against the other, and the right to bring a class or collective action against the other in court or in arbitration for coveted disputes. And this arbitration shall take place in New York City. Wow, I didn't even know y'all can do that. Attorneys, let me know in the chat if they're like how can they do this? That is crazy. That is crazy. All right. And that's it. That looks like that is the official rules. Not too many changes per se. We still have the one application per household. So that is still a rule that we're going to have to follow here. But apart from that, no other major limitations for phase 2 of the ticket process for the World Cup 26. Once again, thank you for watching this video. Please make sure to share it all over your socials to your friends, family, everyone. Okay. The more people know about the rules, the better we're all going to be on the same page, because clearly we're going to have to do this together as a community in order for us not to fall into, any scams with other websites. But even just to make sure that we all know what we're doing here, because the last thing we want to be doing is that if we get to buy tickets, right? If we get a time slot, November 12th comes and goes, November 13th comes and goes, 14, 15, and you don't know what's going on, well, it's because of a lack of information, right? So let's make sure that we help all the members of our community to understand fully the rules of this ticket buying process, because FIFA's not making it any easier. Of course, please, your questions in the comments. Support my work across all other socials. And again, may I remind you, buy me a coffee, por favor, porque yo necesito todo el cafecito que pueda tener aquí, porque, óyeme, the lack of sleep is insane. Okay, it's the fact that you're having to take care of your baby. You feed her, you change the diaper, you pretty much nurse her back to sleep, and then in an hour and a half you have to wake up again until she finally can start sleeping 3-4 hours straight. It's insane, chat. Anyway, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your patience. I hope to be producing more videos a little bit more frequently than what I've been doing, pero como te digo, muchas gracias por tu apoyo. Ahí nos vemos, mi gente. Mucha suerte con estas boletas del Mundial.